Let's get to keys to the game, and that is 4 downs right now. 4 downs is brought to you by our friends at Zen Sports.
4 downs. 4 questions. 4 answers. The Dave Hooker Show.
4
downs. A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
Okay, Fred, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bounce some of what I think are keys to the game off of you and Caleb, and then I want you at the end, I'm going to save the 4th down, the possession down, as they like to call it, for you. So let me start with what down Cooper Mays, because Cooper may not play, but he's still a big part of this program. And Cooper, what should people do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Thank you. Coop, what down?
Coop here. 1st down.
Very good. It is 1st down, Coop. So let's do this. Keys to the game. Joe can't get cold. He can't go out there, and he missed a couple of passes against Virginia, but he was 1 for 8 in his first 8 attempts against Austin Peay. I don't think he wants to get cold early. Nobody says go out there and get off to a bad start. I mean, I'm not trying to be cliche, but a good start, you can take Florida's you can take Florida's crowd out of the game, Fred. So I think Joe can't get cold early, especially.
I agree with that. I think we need to find some ways to get him going into the game first, though. Short routes here and there, running game get it going, as well as we have to find a way to get something deep down the football field. He needs to see some sense in that area, and I think that will also take the top off the defense, meaning that you don't have an extra guy to fit in the running game. We've been running the ball very well that first 2 games of the season. I think having him be able to get that ball down the football field, stretch the field some. Whether you overthrow it or not, stretch the field some so it opens up the short game and also open up your running game.
Fred, for the second key, I'm going to actually bring up some shades of 98. First of all, I got to say, for you, it's got to feel like 98 already because the Braves just won their 6th straight division NL East title. It's like the 90s all over again, isn't it? Except I
hope they win the championship, though. We don't need to go and just win one championship. You win independence.
Yeah, what was it, 14 straight division titles and 1 title during that time?
One title, yes. Mm-hmm.
So speaking of shades of 98, what do you think of the keys of, even though this is a hypo tempo-based offense, I think a key is they need to play kind of conservatively in this game.
Well, hold on a second. You're getting ahead of Cooper, and nobody can get ahead of the center.
Cooper
Oh,
Mays.
I'm sorry.
What is it again?
Cooper Mays here. 2nd down.
Thank you. So 2nd key of the game was run, run, run. I think Tennessee can run the football against Florida. Fred, it may not be sexy, but run the football, establish the line of scrimmage, which I think is what Caleb was referring to.
And I agree with that. I mean, you look at our 98 game, and that was part of our strategy. Be able to run the ball, play good defense, and get after their quarterback and do those type of things. And the running game is what helped us win. You see the last play of the offense for us in overtime was T. Martin running the ball to get us in a better field goal position. Jamal Lewis getting about 85 yards in that game. Those games, it was tough yards, but it gave us an opportunity to be in the game, run our clock, and keep us in it. And our defense had to play very well. I think the key to this game is running the ball. And if you go back and look over the history of Tennessee and Florida, back in the 90s, it was one of those things where and even in the 2000s, if you ran for more yards than the other team, you usually won that game, which kind of seems odd because both teams had passing attacks. We had Peyton Manning, and those guys had Steve Spurrier's, funding on offense. But the team that had the most rushing yards was the team that always won. So I think in this situation, we need to figure out ways to – we're not hitting on all cylinders right now with offense. And I hope we have figured out some of those things through our practice, but it's kind of hard to do that. And you got that crowd on top of you in Florida. In order to be able to take the crowd out of the game, you got to be able to run the ball effectively, hit play action, and also be able to hit those guys over the top. So the running game is going to be very paramount, and it has been for the first 2 games of the season, over 200 yards rushing in each one of those. I think we need to set that same trend in this game.
Yeah, Caleb, I agree. I mean, it's not as sexy, but run the football, and Tennessee has controlled the line of scrimmage against two subpar opponents, but they've done it without Cooper Mays, with Ollie Lane and Andre Keurig.
Yeah, I agree. And the way teams are right now, I feel like they're selling out to try to not get beat over the top in this Heupel offense. And I think one thing I give Heupel credit for, Fred, is that he's shown a patience and a willingness to say, if you guys keep selling out, fine, I'll keep doing the short screens and running the ball the whole time. I'm not going to get like it's as Dave talked about, it's kind of the anti-Spurrier, where if you did it to Spurrier, as y'all learned in the late 90s, eventually he got impatient and he tried to force a deep shot. Whereas Heupel's like, I will stick to the run game until you guys have to cheat up.
Travis.
Absolutely. It takes away some of that. It takes away some of your time as well, too.
Yep. Travis on the message board saying run the ball, let the defense do their job. Well, that leads us to third down. Coop.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right. I don't think the job is necessarily to, like back in the day, limit Steve Spurrier's scoring. I think it's to flip the field a couple of times. This is a vertical defense that attacks, Fred. And Tennessee has done that. Aaron Beasley had like 1,000 tackles for a loss last week. But it's more than that to me, Fred. It is going out there and making some big plays, a score, or set up Tennessee's offense inside the 20 after a kickoff. And I think this defense can do that. I think you could see 2 or 3 big flip the field sort of plays. And that's the way they're designed, I believe. Am I correct?
Yes. And I look at the defense now, and we've got a lot of pressure with just front four. Not a lot of blitzing. The guys up front. And we have sent 1 or 2 guys every now and then, but you haven't seen our big blitz package. And I'm pretty sure we have extensive blitz package for this game. I feel like if you have the pass rush you have right now with the Pierce on the outside and Barron, you can do a lot to stop this Florida offense, which we don't know exactly what they're going to be yet. We have no idea what they really are yet. I don't even think they do. But stopping those guys on the run, that's going to be the start of it, and getting after that quarterback. If you can do that with your front four without having to blitz, I think it's going to be a long day for Florida. Now, I do want to see us bring a blitz or 2 and get a little bit more crazy when it comes to those type of
Okay,
things.
I want Caleb to jump in here. But Smoky Mountain Red, slow your roll. I put he's up there on the YouTube page. And if you're listening on another platform, check us out on YouTube too. Hit like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on, and please review us. We got a bunch of 5-star reviews on the podcast, which is cool. So that helps us get out there even more. And Smoky Mountain Red says, God, I hope we embarrass them in their house. I mean, that would be phenomenal. But a 1-point win, guys, we would all agree, is still a win.
It's still a win.
Caleb, I mean, you've seen this fan base get a little ahead of itself. Cool your jets. A half point is enough. A quarter of a point, whatever it takes. Just walk out of the swamp with a win.
Yeah, it's the swamp. I mean, just get the win. I mean, I remember the 2001 game when Tennessee won in the swamp. Tennessee outplayed Florida significantly, but still only won by 2. So it's kind of like that 99 Fiesta Bowl when y'all beat Florida State. Y'all won 23-16, but the score was way closer than the game was, if you really watch that.
Absolutely.
Right.
And
absolutely.
Yeah. And so with
don't be I guess don't be disappointed if it's not 62-6. I mean, if Tennessee wins 24-23, everything's good, right?
I mean, the point spread is like 6 points. So
yeah.
You know, Vegas don't usually get it wrong much. Every now and then they do, but they don't get it wrong much.
Yeah. Did you keep track of the point spread when you were a player at all?
I did, but it didn't really matter as long as we won. You know, it wasn't about, they got us picked to beat them by 14. We would think, man, that's a slap in the face. We should beat them by 20-something. You know, I mean, we did. But the whole goal was to win the game.
Yeah, and in the 2001 game, Philip Fulmer used to always say he didn't pay attention to the spread, but he referenced, was it 14.5 or 17.5, Caleb?
It was 17.5, and it moved to 18.
Okay, yeah. he referenced it all during the week, and Tennessee went out and won. So it was motivation for you guys to beat somebody worse. It was motivation for that team just to stay in the game, which they ended up winning. What down, Coop?
All SEC center Cooper Mays here, 4th down.
All right, Fred, I just want to open up to you, my man. You're the smartest guy I talk to on a regular basis about football, so I just want to you tell me your keys. 4th down is all yours, and I know you'll convert.
And there's 3 phases to the game. It's offense, special teams, and defense. There you go. I think offensively, man, I'd like to see us be aggressive. Stretch the field. Get that ball downfield. Throw the ball downfield anyway. If it's there, throw it. Now, I understand they got an umbrella shell over the top and the 2 high safeties, those type of things. But if you have an opportunity to get that ball deep at any point in the game, I don't care if you overthrow it. I think if you throw that ball deep, they know that you can go deep. And that makes the defense loosen up a little bit, and it gives you options underneath as well as your running game. It opens it up a little bit more. As well as on defense, if we're coming into this game and we're going to sit back and wait and hold back and play a zone and play soft, I'd rather us not get off the bus. I want us to go down there and throw everything besides the kids and sink at them. I mean, I want to see more than 1 blitz. I like to see several blitzes. I like to see us get after that quarterback and put his butt on the ground every time he goes back to throw the ball. I feel like that's how you win these type of football games. You establish dominance. You don't want to go out there and just say we won it. You want to dominate. So go out there and dominate them on the defensive side of the ball. I think we have what it takes when it comes to defensive ends. Our linebackers can play very well, and our secondary plays very good as well. We need that quarterback to not know where that blitz is coming from every chance we get. And we need to throw every exotic blitz we have under the sun at them.
Yep.
Special teams-wise, we need to make sure we don't have any block punts, no kickoff returns or punt returns for touchdowns, and set up our returns and get something out of it. We need to either flip the field when it comes to punt returns or get us a punt return for a touchdown. I think those are our keys to being able to win this football game. But most importantly, be aggressive and expect to dominate.